today it is evident that the current regime or the current affairs of our government, be it political, social, economical, and all other factors, are not run by the government we elected. All the affairs of this country are being controlled by the West, specifically America and the European countries, the EU. We can see their hand in everything. It's evident in the economic field. We can see all the organizations, it's IMF, it's World Bank. We can see their hands everywhere. And most of these policies, you look at the policies they're implementing, they're policies that are not drafted here. I have an advantage because I have so many friends in the political class, even those in government. And when I speak to them, they all say, you know, these are implementations that came from the IMF, they came from the World Bank, you know, they came from European Union. So they're the people implementing all these things here. So if you want to know where a country is going, you have to look at the people setting the rules in the country. Information is power and knowledge is king. When I talk of knowledge, it's not just about the knowledge from school. In fact, this country is going down the road because we were meant to believe that real intelligence is by getting degrees and masters. But you and I will believe that the people who are taking this country down the bad road are the people with the degrees and masters. Oh. It's about collective intelligence. And I think that is why TikTok is being fought in Kenya. Because the globalists have taken charge of this country. All these other apps are owned and controlled by these globalist companies. Name them, all of them. So I'm urging Kenyans that it's time we need to open up our minds. Because all this information is out there. So the rules and implementation set in this country are set by the West. And if you remember about 2 weeks ago, the House representatives in America passed a very crucial bill to ban TikTok in America. And immediately they passed the law. I think a day or two later, our Minister of Interior here was heard saying that TikTok is an app used to spread propaganda and it's a war machine.
Hello, what's popping? I am the Kenyan Beast, of course. Come with me. Let's roll the African way. Now, on African Matters in today's video, I'm going to talk about what they don't want us Kenyans and Africans at large to know. There's a number of things are going on in Africa. There's a number of things are going on in the country, in our Kenya, that, you know, we take it for granted or we just take it lightly, but deep down, there's a lot and a lot that's coming in our nation or that's coming in Africa. You know the story of colonization and how African people fought for independence and, you know, and we regain our countries. But these people or our friends have decided to come back again in another style by keeping the puppets in the government, by keeping presidents who represents them in the government. So they are still controlling Africa, or they are still controlling the entire country by, you know, using our own black people or our own presidents, which we call them puppets of the West. Listen to this man.
I think these guys are so complicit because I'm seeing all implementations and bills and recommendations set by these globalists. Yeah. They're just approving them. And that raises the question, Lynn. What is up for the grabs? Is it that they have leverage on our leaders and that's why they are forcing them to do these things? Is it because our leaders have been bought to an extent there is no return? Is it because they don't value us as Kenyans and decide to do things their own way? Remember, any leader, Lynn, is our servant. We didn't give people the mantle to sell us in day broad light. And we'll tell them on their faces. As long as breeds like me, Steve Mbogo, is alive, I'll always tell them the truth. All right. Yes.
Now, this guy is called Steve Mbogo. He's a Kenyan just activist. What he's talking is absolutely true. The bills and the policies that are being passed in the government of Kenya and the government of African countries make me to worry sometimes, because they're passing bills which one of these fine days it will eat us, and it will eat both of us, whether you are in government or not in government. Believe me, they are not our friends. Puppets of the government are people or leaders who are being kept there to be used to pass their policies and to pass their bills. You know, in Kenya, the UN, UN has decided to relocate in Kenya to keep their base or headquarters in Kenya. We may be happy as Africans or as Kenyans that, the UN has brought their headquarters here, but it has consequences. There's a time will be or will have consequences. Now, Steve Mbogo is talking about how the bills are being passed, like climatic change, bills about food, you know. Whoever controls foods, control the entire world. Whoever is in control of food or agriculture, he or she is in control of the entire world. Now, they are trying to come back in Africa in another way by using our own people. And it's very sad to see how leaders, they put money first, you know, rather than putting the interest of its people first. I remember the bill of LGBTQ, if I'm not wrong, in Kenya. Our president, Mr. William Ruto, was caught in between. He don't know how or which way to go. He don't know whether he's supporting or not supporting, because it's allegedly that he received some cash. I don't know about that. It's just I'm saying it is allegedly that he received some, you know, something so that to support the bill, and that's why the story did not. It's just underground. No. It's not like Ghana. You know, Ghana, they went to parliament and passed the bill. Uganda, they went to parliament and, you know, they passed the bill, like opposing the capital letters community. So that's just an example. Now, our president, Kenyan president, has been used by them or the whites to go and fight our black brothers in Haiti, to take our, you know, policemen to Haiti. Using your own brother over your own brother. Using your own father, using a father to eat his own children. That's what they are doing. I want to listen to this man again, what he is saying. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Is he correct or not correct?
Let's talk about agriculture.
There is a big change that is happening in the world. And this change, or rather what you call the New World Order, but in their terms they call it building back better. That is the term they use. This is an agenda that has been in play for the last 80, 90 years. It's not new. Number one, the easiest way to control mankind is to control food. And that's where agriculture comes in. Mm-hmm. You see, in their New World Order agenda, they're very clear. And the information is out there. Whatever I'm saying, I want people to go and read. Their idea is the world is overpopulated. They're saying today we are about 8.5 billion. Mm-hmm. But for them to have a sustainable one world government, and when I talk of one world government, I'm talking of one president, one army, one currency, one judicial system. Mm-hmm. The whole world now will not have many presidents. It's only one president. They want to bring one rule to everyone. So they're saying population is one of the biggest problems. And they need a sustainable number of between 500 million to 1 billion. Mm. So you can imagine.
But we are over 8 billion.
We are over 8 billion. So these are people who in their minds believe they need to exterminate 7 billion people. Mm-hmm. So that's what we call depopulation. What is the easiest way to depopulate? It's through food. Because for you to live, you need to eat. You and I will agree that today, if you've been keen to study, I told you these agendas are implemented through policies and bills. What these people decided is that we are going to make sure the countries that are going to be friendly with us and agree to our agenda will ensure, number one, we have a president that supports our agenda, basically a puppet, who will always conform to whatever we say. And we will bring in implementations and bills that they must pass, because they do it through the law. If you've been keen enough for the last 10 years, if you look at the policies and implementations that were being taken to Parliament for bill amendments and creating new bills, 90% were to do with agriculture or land. That's when you started hearing the approval of fortified foods. That's when you started hearing it's illegal to even make your own manure. That's when you started seeing bills.
Wow, there is a lot of this interview. This guy, Steve Mbogo, was interviewed by Lynn ngugi. If you want to check the full interview, it's around 1 hour by Lynn ngugi on her YouTube channel. And I love the conversation because it has opened my eyes. There's some things I didn't know. And it's not about Kenya only, it's the whole Africa. These things is happening in Africa. I see it from far as a Pan-Africanist and someone who is fighting for black culture on the Africanism. I can see it from far. It's not Kenya only, but the whole Africa. The kind of bills or policies are being implemented, they are worrying. One day it will come against us. One day it will bite us. It's time for Kenyans or Africans to stop depending on leaders. It is time for Africans and time for Kenyans or time for African countries. Time for Africans to stand up and defend themselves. According to Steve Mbogo, there's a time, this issue of the housing. Now there will be a time that you don't have a land. They will be controlling the agriculture system here in Kenya. They are already doing it by bringing in the GMO foodstuffs, the fortified foods. Now a lot of us are not depending on the natural foods anymore. You will find some people when they eat the natural food or the maize from the corns from the farm, they will be like, no, I don't want that one. I want this one for packet is good. That's how we are changing, slowly by slowly. So there will be a time we will not be able as Kenyans or Africans to grow or to plant something. See what's happening in Congo. Congo DRC. I've seen a video today and it's a very disturbing video. The army, country army, the army has gone somewhere to displace people. They have thrown, bombs. People have died just because some people, some big people, want to do mining on that farm. So they have to remove people by force. And you will not see a white policeman coming here to beat you up. You won't see a white policeman coming here to displace you. All you will see is a black policeman removing you from your land, a black policeman fighting you, a black leader stealing or grabbing your land. Simply because there is some people somewhere they still want to colonize us. Tell me, what do you think about this person? Is he correct? Tell me in the comment section. And if you want to see the entire interview, it's a very good interview. It will open your eyes. If you have eyes, see what's happening. If you have ears, hear what's happening. Because it is happening. And it will happen very, very fast. Because our president or African presidents, they don't want to hear. Because there is some people controlling the system. Oh God. Oh God. If we don't stand by ourselves as people, will be doomed. Tell me what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to watch full of this interview on Lil Ngugi channel. You know, this is what they don't want us to know. Don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel. And I am the Kenyan Beast, of course. I am doing it the African way.